So you've probably seen the ads for Mitolyn, right? It's this weight loss supplement that has just been blowing up all over the internet, promising some kind of revolutionary way to lose weight. But what is really going on behind all that hype? Today, we are going to pull back the curtain and deconstruct the whole thing, from the glowing reviews to the actual science. Okay, let's get into it.
And this right here is their big pitch. This isn't just another diet pill, you know? They're selling it as a genuine scientific breakthrough. The marketing claims it gets right inside your cells to, like, supercharge your body's own fat-burning engine. It's a really compelling idea, and it's definitely a big reason why so many people are curious.
All right, so here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we're going to look at what they even mean by a cellular solution. Then we'll dive into the success stories that are making this thing so popular. After that, we bring in the expert, a doctor's investigation to see if the science holds up. We'll deconstruct the formula itself, and finally, we'll reveal a pretty common marketing playbook that you're going to want to know about. So let's start with that massive claim. What does targeting weight loss at the cellular level actually mean? This is the entire foundation of Mitolyn's pitch, so we gotta understand it. Okay, so according to the company, science has finally found the real reason for stubborn fat. You don't have enough mitochondria. You probably remember these from high school biology. They're the little powerhouses inside our cells. The logic they present is pretty simple. More mitochondria means a faster metabolism, which means you burn more fat. And Mitolyn, of course, cleans to fix this root cause. And if you believe that central idea, then the promised benefits sound pretty amazing. We're talking about burning more fat even when you're just sitting around, no more afternoon energy slumps, and a totally boosted metabolism. And you get all of this with gentle, natural ingredients. They're really selling it as a total solution for your body and your mind. Of course, big promises are one thing, but what really makes a product go viral are the stories, right? The real people who come forward and say, hey, this actually worked for me. And, well, Mitolyn has got a lot of those. So take Maria. Her story is that she really struggled with her weight after having a baby, tried everything, and nothing worked. Then she gave Mitolyn a try, and her experience sounds honestly incredible. She's not just talking about the number on the scale, but actually feeling her clothes get looser, like almost right away. 24 pounds. Let that sink in. That's what she says she lost in just 1 month. She also talks about having way more energy, feeling confident enough to wear a bikini again. Stories like this are incredibly persuasive, and they're a huge part of why this product is everywhere. But they also bring up a really important question. Okay, let's pivot. We've heard the stories, but now it's time to switch gears and look at a scientific investigation. Dr. Brian Young, a naturopathic doctor, did a really deep dive into Mitolyn's claims. And he started with the exact study the company uses to back everything up. And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? The marketing is slick, the testimonials pull at your heartstrings, but does the scientific evidence actually support this whole idea? And here's where it all falls apart. Mitolyn claims their study proves that low mitochondria causes weight gain, but what Dr. Ewan found is that the study says the complete opposite. It says that health problems linked to weight gain, things like oxidative stress, are what cause your mitochondria levels to drop. In other words, Mitolyn has it completely backwards. So get this, the very study they use to sell their product actually concludes that living a healthy lifestyle is what improves your mitochondrial levels, not the other way around. The research explicitly says that artificially boosting mitochondria won't fix the real problem. The company's entire scientific foundation is built on twisting the facts. Okay, so if the main theory is basically busted, what about the ingredients? Maybe there's something magical in the formula itself. Let's break down what's actually inside a Mitolyn capsule. Dr. Jung went through the list one by one. Macuy berry? Nope, no human evidence for weight loss. Rhodiola? It's marketed for stress, but again, zero human evidence it helps you lose weight. Fucus, which is a kind of seaweed, no proof it does anything for metabolism. Amla and cocoa? Studies show basically no effect on body weight or BMI. You start to see a pattern here. And here's the other kicker. Dr. Young points out that even for the tiny benefits some of these ingredients might have, like amla and cocoa for cholesterol, the studies that found those effects used massive doses, way, way higher than what you could possibly get from Mitolyn's secret formula. So when you zoom out, Mitolyn starts to look less like some special breakthrough and a whole lot more like a page out of a very old, very worn-out marketing playbook. It's a pattern that you see again and again in this industry. And before we get to that playbook, just a quick public service announcement. The popularity of these products brings out the scammers. Reviewers warn about these really convincing clone websites that look just like the real thing. They reel you in with fake discounts, they steal your credit card info, and you never get a product. So please be super careful where you click. And here it is, the playbook. Step 1. Start with a huge, too good to be true promise. Step 2. Back it up with some shady science by twisting a real study. Step 3 is clever. They often include a basic diet plan, so when you lose weight, you think it's the pill, but it was really just the diet. Step 4. When the complaints and refund requests start flooding in, the company disappears. And Step 5, they just relaunch with a new name, and the whole cycle starts over.
And then there's the cost, which is just staggering. Mitolyn runs about $60 a month. But as Dr. Young points out, if all you wanted were the minor benefits from amla and coca, you could buy the powders yourself for $1 or $2. And if you were actually trying to manage something like blood sugar, a much more effective supplement like berberine only costs $7 to $10 a month. So after digging through the claims, the so-called science, and the ingredients, Dr. Young's final verdict? Well, he doesn't mince words. When it comes to its main promise of weight loss, he gives Mitolyn an F. He calls it completely useless.
Look, at the end of the day, this is about more than just one supplement. We are swimming in a sea of miracle cures that all come with these amazing stories and claims that sound so scientific. The story of Mitolyn is a perfect example of how easily science can be twisted and packaged into a story we all want to believe. It leaves us with a much bigger question. In this world of endless hype, how do we get better at telling the difference between a real breakthrough and just more marketing?